How's that?
What are you, the kind of person who says, "What are you?" The Backpack Show.
It's St. Patrick's Day.
It is St. Patrick's Day. We're both Irish. You even more so. You have an Irish passport. So let me ask you this: I am super avoiding of St. Patrick's Day. I almost never wear green. I did it today for I don't even know why. You clearly, Johnny cupcaked it up. That's a word to say. But do you like don't go to don't go out drinking and stuff like that on St. Patrick's Day, right? Like
No.
where not the pandemic. Meanwhile, look at my dad.
Not really.
Whatever that says. Yeah. Happy St. Patty's Day from Vegas. And
Hey, Diane, can you check on Steve?
I think Dad might have went into a coma or something.
Having a problem. No,
That's impressive.
we would go to the parade. Like obviously being from Boston,
Oh,
go to the parade.
you'd go to that parade?
Sometimes. I mean, not once I had kids and stuff. Forget it. But I also went to the parade in New York once, and that was something to see. I normally hate parades because I don't like crowds. Like I don't like being bumped and jostled and stuff. But my mom was a big parade watcher, and she would drag us down to watch stuff like that. So I had to suffer. Mm-hmm.
So
she liked to see men in uniform.
Oh, men in uniform. I can understand that.
So every Memorial Day, and in the parades, they usually have like the police officers will walk in the uniform, and my mom was like, so.
Yeah. Well, today on the Backpack Show, it is a join us in the studio day. So that means you're the stars. You're why we're here. You're what's going on. We're going to talk all about you. You can come on as a guest. Get camera ready, bitches.
Hey.
Hi, everyone. Tim Kitzrow from NBA Jam and NFL Blitz, welcoming you to The Backpack Show. Your hosts, Chris Brogan, Kerry Gargone, Boom Shakalaka.
Backpack Show.
No, you call people biatches. They don't want to come on your show.
I think they do. Go to
don't.
cbrogan.me. You can get right into this.
Your dad agrees with me, and we know he makes a lot of sense. So,
so yes, I'm into it.
Chloe rebuilt my website. So kerrygorgone.com and kerry.show both go to the website she just built, and it's amazing. And I love her.
You know what I think about that? I think we got to take a look at it. So let me just pop
I think everybody should use Chloe to build their Squarespace website is what I think.
I think for sure.
Hi, Janan. I love Janan. I haven't seen Janan in forever, and I miss her.
Look at this business here. Kerry.show.
You can see how I changed my background. Look, it's all our shows.
All your shows.
Chloe Forbes Kindlin did this for me. And she is amazing. So if you need a website, get it from Chloe. Seriously, she's crazy talented. She did all this. I wasn't like, hey, you know what I want here? I have some ideas. I just sent her like 30 ridiculous photos and a little verbiage, and that's it. She did all this. So she's amazing.
It's impressive.
And she's so good. She's ever so good.
She really brings it. All the graphics she adds in and all that sort of stuff that you would never have expected to have done.
So good. Yeah, it really makes me look cool. So
you look super cool.
I know. So look, that tells you how good it is.
That person said you seem nice. So that's always nice.
I seem nice. I snowed him pretty good, I guess.
Yeah.
So Janan is not Irish, but I used to work with her and I love her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, hello to you. Uh-oh.
What are we going to do? Go get it.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Feline invasion. I repeat, we have a feline invasion. Chris, hold very still. Do not turn your head. For the love of Pete, don't turn your head. Oh, the humanity.
This creature is fed.
I don't know.
The litter box is checked. Everything is handled. So just, I need even more affection. Happy St. Patty's Day to you as well, Leslie.
Oh. So we want you in the studio with us today.
That's it.
Pop in with us.
cbrogan.me/join us.
Because it's St. Patrick's Day and we want to play loaded questions. Now, these are not, if you came to see the Backpack Show After Dark with Tim Kitzrow last week, these are not those kinds of loaded questions. Those were like the After Dark loaded questions. These are all like safe for work loaded questions. So you are safe if you want to join us in the studio.
Chip Griffin is always camera ready. He'll join us. cbrogan.me/join us, Chip Griffin. Come join
thank
us
you
in
so
the
much.
studio.
I look awesome on the website. That's what I told Chloe. Just make me look cool. That's all you have to do. Thanks.
Carrie.
I was like,
Carrie
hey, thanks.
is awesome. So Loaded Questions is the official game show of the Backpack Show.
It is.
So
And Eric Poses is the best.
Such a swell guy.
He's like got so much going on that we can never get him actually back on. It's really hard. I just booked him for late April. I was like, that's it. Pick a day. I'm going to mark it out. And the creator of Loaded Questions is going to come back and join us in the studio to play with us again. But now we want you to come play with us because it's St. Patrick's Day and I'm legitimately Irish with passport and everything. So you have to give me what I want today. It's the rules. I don't make the rules. I just follow them.
I'm just double checking something. I want to just make sure. Yeah, no, that's where it's supposed to be.
What'd you do?
I just wanted to make sure Join Us was going to the right place because I cannot believe Chip Griffin is not in our studio.
Well, if people want to play Loaded Questions in the comments, that's okay too.
Not
if you
really.
want to leave us alone. It is so.
I'll think less of you.
You're so mean.
I am mean. So we should start with a question to lubricate this because, clearly no one wants to get on.
All right, then.
So ask away. Ask a question.
Okay. Let's see. What excites some people but bores you? Loaded
so
question.
Many things. So many things.
That's why I thought, this one will keep us busy for hours.
But see, like it could go the other way and I could answer that question so much more fun. Like what bores some people but excites you? I'm super into things that other people aren't into.
So many, like military history.
Sure. Getting a ride, like when people drive me around instead of me driving myself. I'm super into that.
That never happens
Miss
to me.
Daisy. Yeah.
That never happens to me.
So.
I didn't understand, like certain movies will come out and people will love them. And I kind of don't get it. Like I watched Parasite. Everybody said it was super profound and blah, blah, blah. And I was just I found it kind of off-putting.
Now I have to watch it because I wanted to watch it and you said that. And I'm like, oh no.
So everybody was really excited. I felt the same way about The English Patient. I was like, ooh. And I don't know. Maybe it's just that I'm counterculture. So when everybody loves something, I want to not like it. But I don't know.
I saw the movie The Master, which I forget who put that on. But
anyway. Yeah,
that was a big deal.
Which one?
The Master, Joaquin and Philip Seymour Hoffman and all those.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it at an artsy fartsy theater too, like one of those ones where that everybody there's like they all have berets and stuff.
Like Kendall Square Cinema?
Like that, but it was the Newburyport one, Screening Room, which is a little less. So they all wear their Birkenstocks with their socks. And they're all out there on the sidewalk going, oh, such mastery, such incredible. And you know what I thought? I don't get it. Like none of that made sense to me except the one dirty scene like that I got.
Football.
Hard for me to get into. There you go.
Yeah, that's so true. So my dad was an intellectual and my mom just was like a women's liber. So she didn't really do much at the house. Like, no, I didn't learn any like housekeeping skills. And my dad was not into sports or anything or mechanical things. So I just, I learned how to be smart and read books and spend money. That's what I learned how to do. And be a good conversationalist. That's about it. It's no use carrying
you know
an umbrella.
why? I just realized why this isn't working. Do you know why this isn't working?
Did you break it?
No, because the same problem I had this morning.
Oh, Christopher.
Chip Griffin. Hang on, buddy.
So we're playing Loaded Questions, and if you'd like to play in the comments, you can, but we would also like for you to join us. So we're fixing the link right now because apparently it was wrong so that we can play some St. Patrick's Day shenanigan games.
And do you know why it's wrong?
Questions.
Because we had a bad guest.
Oh, you. We had someone that had to change dates, and for some reason we weren't able to delete that stream completely, so it like still exists. But this one is very clearly marked St. Patrick's Day on the Backpack Show.
Try it, Chippo.
So,
see if it works.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna say swear words about that woman.
So what excites some people but bores you? I mean, like so many things. Cooking. Oh my God, some people love cooking. I hate it. And so I purposely became so bad at it that nobody ever wants me to, and it's great. But I bake. Like I'll bake. I'll make 12 different desserts, but I have no interest in cooking.
So. What excites some people but bores me?
Most things, I would say. Hello, Chip.
What excites
Good morning.
What bores you?
What bores me?
It's
that
hard
excites some people.
because you spend so much of your life, probably like I do, sort of pursuing the things that we're excited about.
NFTs.
I
Right?
guess the thing that bores me are incurious people.
But they don't
Yeah.
excite anybody. Nobody's like, you know who I
Oh,
love.
well, sorry, I missed that part because I was trying to get on, so I didn't hear the preamble to the
No,
question.
but I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take incurious people. And because I always think of that song, because if you're bored, then you're boring, right? Like that flagpole said it by Harvey Danger. Like if somebody says they're bored, it already tells me a lot about them as an entity, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And we need more curiosity out there. There needs to be more serendipity. People need to be learning new things, and that's one of the great things about this show.
Some people are incurious. Other people are like rule followers. So, in those horror movies where they're like, don't go in the attic, you're not allowed to go in the attic. Like incurious people or really practical rule followers would be like, okay. And then that movie doesn't happen, right? You need people like us that go stomping up to the attic, see what all's up there,
Oh, see, Chloe said it. Some people once only said that boring people get bored. I didn't even see that up there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, a fun story. My oldest son is, at least when he was younger, he was a true rule follower. And when he was probably, 6 or so, he fell out of bed and hit his head.
Ooh.
And he had been told that he was not allowed to leave his room in the middle of the night. And so he was just lying on the floor whimpering.
Oh my
From downstairs,
God.
and we're like, what's going on? And he said, well, you told me I couldn't leave my room. And we're like, come on, common sense, buddy.
Poor baby.
He was
Never
fine.
there.
He was fine, by the way. No lasting.
I'm amazed. Well, our kids were not
None
allowed
of you can tell.
Yeah,
Well.
our kids were not allowed to open the gate. We had a little gate to their room, so they climbed over it. That's the kind of kids that I have. They're like, I didn't open the
that's my
gate.
younger one. My younger one is going to be a criminal defense attorney because he will do literally what you tell him to do, nothing more, nothing less.
All right, this should be a fun one. If you want to come and play Loaded Questions with us, the link is join us. Cbrogan.me/join us. And
And
we're
it
playing
works.
Get it.
Loaded
It
Questions.
works now.
The official game of the Backpack Show. This should be a fun one. If you could attend one annual event, let's assume the pandemic was in hand, like Running of the Bulls or Mardi Gras, what would you choose? What would you choose? Where would you go if travel was allowed right now?
Red
But
Sox
like one
opening day.
big annual event, like not just go to my mom's house.
Red Sox opening day.
Nice. Very nice. Sort of a sentimental pick. I imagine it wouldn't be yours, Chris.
No.
What would yours
No.
be?
Red Sox opening day. But I bet it'd be fun. I've been to an opening day or two in my life for other sports football teams, and it was fun. Like all the people really made a lot of noises, and I was like, yeah, noises.
They did make a lot
Yeah,
of
I've been to two opening days, one at Fenway Park and one at Camden Yards, and they were great events.
Oh, see all those classic places. That's the
St.
thought.
Patrick's
Is
Day in
Camden still
Dublin.
old or no? Is Camden still old, right? Or did they rework it?
Camden was the first of the new ballparks built in the old style.
You're right. Okay. Right. That's the confusion. It's got that sort of retro appeal to
Right,
it.
everything
talk
before
about
that
other
had been
ballparks?
cookie cutter.
Let's talk about like where the Paw Sox play.
Yes. See Brogan, stop talking. See Brogan, join us. Look at the numbers just drop.
Yeah, of course.
So where would I go on, I don't know. Carrie, what's your answer to this?
Well, mine's stupid,
Oh,
but
you
so
said
St.
it.
Patrick's Day in Dublin. That's what she said. I would go to see Punxsutawney Phil on Groundhog Day, like in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, like that little town where they do all the kitschy
Really?
little like celebrations. I love that kind of stuff, like little small town stuff, and I don't know. I would like that. I don't like big crowds, so I wouldn't go. I probably wouldn't ever want to go to like the Running of the Bulls or Mardi Gras where you get really packed in with people. But like the small town ones, I think I could manage. Like I grew up in a small town doing that kind of stuff, and I don't know, I sort of miss it. Carol says I would go to La Tomatina in Spain in August again. The world's biggest tomato fight is in the town of Buñol. You know what? I think you should go somewhere new. Carol, start a tomato fight somewhere else, like in the Vatican.
See, the first half of that
what
comment sounded sophisticated, and then it all went downhill.
The tomato fight. That's Carol.
Tomato
That's
fight.
Carol for you.
Fancy Spanish sounding stuff. We're going to go to Spain, and then we're going to go for a tomato fight. Okay.
Chloe wants to go to Beyond Sushi in Nolita, New York, and eat the entire menu. She could make it an annual event.
Yeah, I don't have anything. We're going to have to ask Elizabeth because...
You don't have anything?
Oh, not yet,
Elizabeth.
I don't.
Yay!
Elizabeth, big annual event. Where would you go? Cannot hear you. You might have to check your microphone.
Oh, she's muted. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Hi.
Hello, good morning. I think it should be pretty obvious. There's a big racing event down in New Zealand right now called the America's Cup. And ironically, there is one Austinite who has got into New Zealand because he has a New Zealand passport. So if you ever see like the one white unicorn, like in the there, he's the guy from Austin wearing literally the unicorn mask with the rainbow horn.
Oh my gosh. So that makes it quite the event.
Love it.
They quite stand out.
Yeah, well, he wanted to make sure he got on TV. So you got to do something crazy to get on TV.
You know, you do. You got to play to the crowd. That is a gift. It's true.
Yeah.
Some people have it, and some people don't.
He has it. I mean, rainbow guys and rainbow unicorns.
They'll get it done.
Dan Gorgone, who does all our video editing and is my husband, always knows where the camera is. So we went to Disney World once, and they did these. Do you remember Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or something? Like that TV show. Okay. So they had a version of that they were doing live. And so he got picked for it because he answered questions like faster than all the other vacationers who were hungover. And he's sitting down there and he looks, he knows right where the camera is. And he's like, and he's got his Red Sox hat on and stuff. This place is like an arena and he knows right where the camera is just because based on the screen, he can see like the angle. So the man is just born for that kind of stuff to get that camera angle on. So anybody else, if you could attend just one annual event, like Running of the Bulls or Mardi Gras or Punxsutawney, Groundhog Day, what would it be? And you can answer in studio or in the comments. We can pick a different question too. Chris, you should pick one. You haven't picked one yet.
They still do that naked bicycle ride in England, in London. I'd go to that.
That has to be super uncomfortable. When is it, like in July too? So you're like all sticky?
All I want to watch for are noodle and spoke issues.
Oh,
I just
God.
want to see just one good spoke issue, and that's all. I'll be done.
That's so unlikely. I know people talk a good story, but that's not going to happen.
Paul says yes.
No.
Paul says yes.
Pick a question, Chris.
Oh, pick a question. Oh, one of my not ones that we already typed in, or make a new one.
They're in banners. You can just pick anyone that's in there that we.
Oh well, aren't I the specialist? Hang on.
I know. I'll let you push it for once.
Love your glasses, Chip.
Look at his background. Isn't it super like professional?
Yeah, I know. I'm like going, it's like, maybe I should think about something more. I just went to the wall that had the cool painting behind me.
No, it looks like you're in a painting, actually.
Yeah, you look like you're the painting. It's like
It's
coming
really
out.
cool.
All right, here's a question for you. Ready? If you were a tough guy or girl, what would your name be? What would your tough guy name be?
So I have one because we used to make independent films in college, and they were like a fake wrestling. They were like wrestling shows, and mine was The Law. So I was like, I would come in a suit, with my rule book and stuff, and be all tough. So I was The Law. I would throw the book at you. That's my tough guy name.
The Law.
The Law.
I always thought that Storm was cool on the X-Men. So
Storm would be your tough guy name.
I have a little card of hers from like the 90s back over on my table, like one of those little collector cards. Love Storm.
that's definitely Storm.
She went through a tough guy phase too.
Storm did?
Yeah. So she lost her powers briefly, and in the process, she shaved her head, and she gave herself a mohawk, and basically walked around with like a switchblade knife. So she never stabbed anyone with a knife. The knife never went into another body once ever, but
Just slashed tires.
One. She brandished it a lot.
Peeled apples.
So, Chip Griffin, what's your tough guy name?
This is a tough one because Chip is about as far from a tough guy name as you can get.
That's true.
And my nickname in school was Gerber, so that's even further from being a tough guy.
Well, no. Gerber is the best knife maker ever. I have a Gerber knife.
Yeah,
but
it
also
wasn't the
Gerber
knife maker.
baby.
That's why. It was I looked like the Gerber baby, is what my high school friend said. But I guess I would go with the ump, since I do umpire baseball, and
nice.
Umps can be tough guys, so the ump.
Super
That's
tough. But I imagine you're like a polite tough guy. Like, no, that won't do. You're going to have to leave. Like, because you're such the dad type.
Well, I mean, mostly I just sit there and I laugh at the coaches because they make the most stupid arguments and they don't know the rules. So you're like, just come on. Move along.
Chloe, you need a tough guy name. What would Chloe's tough guy name be?
Tough guy name. Hi, Aiden, by the way. Happy St. Patty's Day. Sorry we didn't say that earlier.
Oh, I did. I showed it. Hello. Aiden, what a great name.
I guess I better throw my green overshirt on because I forgot to take it over.
Oh, yeah, for the...
Right.
Yeah,
Get
you
some green
gotta...
going. My dad's tough guy name, evidently, would be Biff.
Oh, like from Back to the Future?
Back to the Future.
Oh, nice. Your dad. Your dad's such a
fine tough guy
sweetheart,
name.
though.
Hey, there's a meeting coming up.
Not for me. I
Not
couldn't
me.
take him seriously. If your dad was like being mean, I would just think he was kidding.
I saw my dad mean ever once in my presence. And it was because I was a little kid and I was sassing off to my mom. And I threatened her. Like a kid would, though, not like
You threatened your
evil.
mother?
Well, I was a kid. I was angry. It
Wow.
was a kid moment. So, but my dad got right up in my face like a thunderous bull. And I went, I'll never do that again. I'm good.
Your poor
So-
mother.
It worked.
So now we need to know, Diane, what did he say? Dig really, really
Who
deep.
could remember?
All right, loaded
remember?
questions. What do you consider yourself a worthy critic of? So when you say something and they're like, well, who made you a critic? So what is
Oh.
something you feel like authoritative about that you can critique?
I feel like I would know Chip's answer because he just said it for his tough guy name. He's an ump. So
Maybe he's
would
got other
imagine-
things. You don't know. Like maybe he knows a lot about spices.
I don't have a lack of self-confidence. There's probably a long list of things that I consider myself a worthy critic of,
Like just anything.
whether valid or not.
16th century French poetry.
As you've seen from the comments on your show, I will comment on absolutely anything. But sure.
Chloe says she wants to be Dead Bones. That's her tough guy name. Chloe.
Okay. But
Chip's
So-
gonna be a critic
certainly
of
baseball rules, writing would be something I feel
Critic of tough guy names.
I can be pretty good at.
Think.
I don't know.
everything. Cody just rated fast foods on another stream.
Cody, I love you. I would probably do something similar.
That's not the best hot pocket I ever had.
So what are you a worthy critic of, Elizabeth?
You know what? I'm probably going to go as far as restaurants go because I have to be gluten and dairy free. Like, I'm going to say, you don't have enough options for everybody to eat here.
Nice.
So, and I'm like going, yeah. I was like, the best places I like to go, like when I went after working out, I'm gonna hate to admit this because you go work out at a gym, you get a great workout, and then you get 2 plates full of French fries to catch up with a friend. But they're gluten free, damn it.
They
I
are
mean,
gluten free.
whatever your thing is, I'd skip the fries and get like a cake. Something like that. If there's dessert people and then there's appetizer people, and that's how we all live together and go to dinner at the same restaurant because like we don't fight over things. That's how it works out.
I can't pass up a good French fry.
So what do you consider yourself a worthy critic of, Chris?
Oh, I fear that I fear that I'm not a worthy critic, but a critic of so many things. I'm a critic of people's marketing methodologies. I am always a critic of people's attempt at outreach. I am forever have a little something to say with somebody's attempts, and depending on the day, I either am really helpful in fixing their flaws, or then I just complain about their flaws to everyone I can.
Leslie says dessert. Years of experience.
I like it.
Man.
Savory courses are better.
I am a worthy critic
Yeah.
of swear words. You know how people will be like, gosh darn it, or well, the sugar's going to hit the fan. I'll be like, really? Like, there's no way that's satisfying. So I am a connoisseur of profanity. And I feel like I can critique those like substitutes people use that never have the same effect.
Oh, we have a new person in the studio. Look at that.
Yay!
Look who joins us today, but Steve Garfield himself, handsome
Of
Steve Garfield.
SteveGarfield.com.
Right.
Well, happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone.
Thank you. What's happening at Lord Hobo Brewing Company for St. Patrick's Day?
I'm not sure. They probably have some special events going on.
Send a pandemic care package or something. Like, don't go out, just drink at home. It's
No,
fine.
I think they're pretty open right now. They got all this
place
outside
that?
area. I'm a critic of poor design. Oh, I hate that.
Oh,
All
like
the time.
websites and
Everything's
products
wrong.
And
You know that book, Don't Make Me Think? I'm like,
Yes.
please, don't make me think. It's like,
Steve Krug.
Steve Krug, yeah.
yeah.
was gonna say Paul Krug, but I knew that was wrong.
Oh, I could easily be
electrical
wrong.
switches, if they're in the wrong order. If you go up the stairs and there are two switches, the one that's heading down the stairs should be the light at the bottom of the stairs, and
But
the
it
one
never
the switch at the top of the stairs should be the light at the top of the stairs. If they're reversed, I don't like it. So I have an electrician come in to do some work, and I'm like, I want these switched, and I have the book, and this is why. Don't make me think. And they're like, I like that. I'm the guy that put in these switches, and I'm like, oh,
Well, you made me think.
maybe he'll learn.
But
Or
who
even,
uses
like-
switches anymore? Don't you just use the smart devices that turn on
Well,
and
I mean,
off?
some houses were built like before that.
Some
But you can retrofit it.
I do use some, Chip.
I won't say her name because I don't want her to respond.
Hey,
Oh,
lady in the little box, turn on the kitchen island light, and it works.
Well, it's
But
been a real boon
still.
for me in this recording studio because it can turn on all the lights and,
Oh, that's handy.
and dim them appropriately and all that kind of stuff. So it's a huge time saver.
Can we see it work?
Sure. Alexa, deactivate studio. Oh, actually, that's not going to do it because it's.
Did you mute it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you turned that off yourself. You cheater.
No, that particular
You
one's not on a
moved right at the
phrase.
same time.
I've got that one on a button.
Hi, Bob.
hang on. Alexa, make your beads come down. We could all do this one.
Just remember to put your beads on yourself before assisting loved ones.
Very
Alexa, turn on Chip Griffin's light. Oh, there. Did it.
Oh no!
I forgot that command actually turns off my cameras.
So Debbie says she wants to go to the Machu Picchu festival.
nice.
I think that's from a couple questions ago. And Jonathan says my new house switches are all wrong, and the dimmers go down for brighter. Ah, that's awful.
Oh, that's the worst.
You know what the worst for me is
I
when the
said
door opens the wrong way, like the light switch ends up behind the door, so you have to like walk in and walk around to turn the light on. Why would someone do that?
You know, the
stupid.
study of doors that open or close that don't have a good user interface is called a Norman door, and there's a whole documentary about it. So that if the door handle looks like a push, but it's really a pull, or if it's a pull, and if it has a handle like this, and it's a push door, that's wrong. And
Why
so
do you
if the-
have
what
it?
the
if you
shit
have
is that on
to,
that
if
shelf
you
back
have to
there?
label it pull, this helps this is actually not bad user interface, but if this is a push door, this is wrong. And why do I have it? Because I am a Norman door fanatic.
You don't even know like
There it
the
is.
ribbing I took for having an extra doorknob in my bag when I had a best friend who like their apartment door in Boston, because they're all janky, would get like messed up. They had only one side a doorknob. They had to move it to the outside and lock it when they left. And if they forgot, they would get locked out if they forgot to move it. So I had an extra doorknob, and everyone's like, "Well, you have an extra doorknob? That's so weird." This Steve has a friggin' collection
I
of
do.
doorknobs.
I feel like my whole life has changed.
Well, if your door breaks, you'll be very happy to have my number, okay? Just saying. Pocket doors are an abomination.
Dude, I agree with you. I'd rather
Carol?
have a storm door.
Carol says my Alexa just responded to you and scared me. And so I guess Norman Door sounds like an apartment name for bad doors.
Apt name for bad
Oh, an apt
doors.
name, sorry. Apt name for bad doors.
Such a Norman.
It's a Norman door.
I have to go to my 9:30 meeting.
What?
Watch the rest.
You should skip it. Tell them you're sick. They'll believe you.
Hey, that means I get to boop. Boop.
Boop, boop.
Oh, that's the most
Bye,
fun.
Elizabeth.
No booping? Yeah, you got to do that yesterday. You booped like crazy.
That was great.
St. Patrick's Day loaded questions on the Backpack Show.
Hey, guess what Len Joy just reminded me? Because
Len!
famous author Len Joy just walked into the room. Sorry you're late. Len.
Award-winning sports fiction author Len Joy.
Of the book American Pastime, which we should grab, which is at cbrogan.me/LenJoy. You could grab American Pastime. It is so worth your time. Some people are calling it, we're not sure we agree, but a book for men. I don't know. I
What?
don't.
Who
that's what
called
some
it that?
people are
I
saying.
love his books.
Some people are saying a book for men. I know, maybe you're a man's lady. So,
What the hell? What does that mean?
I don't know. You could make a show instead on StreamYard.
Your taste in books is
cbrogan.me/StreamYard.
masculine. Screw
Masculine
you.
books.
Who made you a worthy critic?
The game. Castos, hey, look, we're podcasting. .online, the backpackshow.online. Hey, ads. Hey, we're published also by PubSite, pub-site.com. You know, you could, if you're an author like Len Joy, you could get PubSite and it'll be fast and easy. And it's $20 a month.
To build your website, has all built in the features you need to promote yourself as an author and your book appearances and everything. It's all super easy. So go check it out. There's a 14-day free trial. And after that, it's $19.99 a month. That's it.
cbrogan.me/LenJoy. There we go.
No, but get his book. His books are so good. Seriously.
I got a yellow card. Real yellow card.
Well, I mean, if we're going to do it, we should do it right, I feel like. Might as well.
Boom shakalaka. Yellow card, Brogan. And Brogan is going down like a bag of hammers tonight.
You know, I was just thinking about the new one that we loaded up that you ought to show just for Steve Garfield, just for his enjoyment.
Okay, then.
This is technically for Backpack Show After Dark, Steve, but Chip might
you
even
can't
like
tell.
it. There's
It's
some
fun.
nostalgia here. Ready? Go.
Guests of the show stay at the inconveniently located from downtown or anywhere, never to be confused with luxurious and never updated FDR Hotel, located somewhere off Highway 84 near an old gas station with a burned out van parked out front with a for sale sign.
I like putting the F in accommodations.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, thanks, Slim Jim Longfoot. Shout out back.
He's so great. And his sister, I love her.
Oh my gosh, his
my
sister.
favorite.
She's got some energy.
I wish I had a sister. I do have an awesome sister, actually, so I can't really complain about that. But I mean, so his sister stayed the whole show and made these like all caps comments the whole show about how great he is and stuff. It was amazing. She's like his ride or die. I loved it.
This is besides Steve Garfield. I'll amend this question.
Okay.
Besides Steve Garfield, what always amuses you? What always amuses you? That's it.
I really like dad jokes. Like jokes that are so bad they're actually good. I'll I'll roll my eyes and stuff, but I really do love it. Love dad jokes.
Learning a new joke and repeating it over and over and over again, and Carol, my wife, saying, I've heard that. I'm like, yeah, but it's funny. I think it's funny every time.
I can get with that one. Hey,
Yeah.
Chip, what do you got?
It amuses me whenever my wife tries to tell a joke.
Does
She's one of these people who has the punchline in mind, so she often uses the punchline before she gets to it, and it's very entertaining to watch.
Did your mom ever do that?
Has your wife met my mom? Here's my mom telling a joke. So Superman walks into a bar. Wait a minute. Forget that.
Poor translation, says Jonathan. That's so true.
Oh, like what they used to call
Always amuses
English.
Actually, yeah, the comment section where people try to troll on YouTube can be very funny. Like we've had that a couple times, once or twice, where YouTube trolls will come thinking their comments are going to display on the show, and they don't, obviously, but we watch them scroll by on the side, and that's pretty funny. I have to say, it'll be like A, like, nothing at all.
What's amusing to me is it's Ricky Gervais and his laugh every time. Oh my God, he's so funny.
good.
And then just his laugh will make me laugh.
I've seen outtakes from his show, and all you see is as time goes on, his coworkers are like, I need to kill you now. Like, I need you to stop laughing that way.
I can even hear his laugh in my head right now. And
Me too.
Makes me laugh.
I
So,
can't even fake it.
Chris, if you're grumpy, what amuses you? Like what
Small
snaps
dogs.
you out of it?
I think
like a
little dogs.
teacup poodle?
Like French Boston Terriers, little French Terriers with those bug eyes, Boston Terriers. I love bug-eyed little dogs. I love them. It used to be when I was married, and I'd be in some other part of the house or something, and I giggled. Katrina would be, it's a little dog, isn't it? And I would turn the phone around, and it's a little dog. I'm like, I can't help myself. Little dogs. Oh, that's a good content. Bert Kreischer's laugh too. He's got a good laugh.
What
Bert always
amuses you? All the things people
crying.
should not laugh at. That's fair. I think that's happened to all
Paul
of us.
is right.
Yep.
Paul is right.
Like when people trip and fall, or like little kids take a digger at the playground. It's not popular with other moms.
Oh, kids crying definitely amuses me.
Oh, poor babies.
Oh, on Santa's
Jimmy
lap.
Carr.
The best.
I can't even imitate it. Jimmy Carr laughs inward. He sounds like a weird owl. He doesn't breathe out to laugh like ha ha
They're
ha,
trying to
ha.
breathe.
He goes, it's so crazy.
Maybe he has a condition. You don't know.
He says, I don't know. I've always laughed this way.
Carol laughs at funerals. I am not at all surprised. Carol.
My
Not
little
even a
brother
little
and I
bit.
laughed at my grandfather's funeral because farmers kept showing up. Now this is what dicks we were because we're city kids, but like they showed up and they had like still hay on their bodies. And we were like, oh boy. But now later in life, you're like, oh, that was very sweet of them.
I do laugh at the worst times, and when I start, I can't stop. Like I went to a restaurant in Charleston once with Ann Hanley actually and her daughter, and we were ordering, and like it was one of those fancy whatever, like farm to table places, and so we had questions about the menu because we're like, what even is this thing? And they were just reciting what was printed on the menu. And as soon as I realized that, like if you had any follow-up questions whatsoever, they didn't know the answers, I started laughing. And meanwhile, she's about to serve me food. I'm laughing in her face. And I was like, I had to get behind the menu and just like hide. And Anne was so disgusted with me. Because if you start laughing in her presence, she'll start. And that's it. So I'm gone when that happens. That's why when Nikki Porcher was on the show and said what she said, and I lost it, there was no coming back for me.
So I have to show you just a tiny little bite of Jimmy Carr laughing. I think I have this cued. The language could be not safe for work. Just warning. So hang tight.
Tax evasion.
That's a very inside joke. That's Jimmy.
I'm wiping the tear out my eye. Oh, George just very kindly offered not to spill one of our guests.
You can't hear it. Hang on.
You're going to get copyright stricken.
It's
But that's what
Hang on.
normal laugh. But I can tell you, as someone that's and they don't. Yeah.
So if I can sort of suppress it, I can, instead of going, ha ha, I can kind of. So for the first 20 minutes, yeah, it sounded like someone had smuggled in a barn owl. There was like, and about 20 minutes into the show, he did a bit on stage, and I found it hilarious. And I had a proper, full-on laughing fit. I mean, properly.
That's how that man laughs.
Crazy.
Bless his soul. Jimmy Carr. He's a comedian, which makes it worse because he's forever laughing.
Leslie says toddlers using swear words. Bonus if they use them correctly. There's no getting out of that, is there? When you hear something you've said, real specific,
on the lips of a kid,
back to you.
Yep.
You're like, damn, I told you to keep it on the down low. Don't say that in front of grandma. Well, this is fun.
One
Thank you for
of the
joining
first
us.
phrases my oldest son was taught was Yankees suck.
Oh.
So he would just run around saying that when he was like, I don't know, 2 years old or whatever.
Yankees, boo! My kids, too. All right, let's see one more. Who should not be the host of a talk show?
None of us. None of us.
That's almost too easy.
I know, right? Let's say present company excluded. Who should not be the host of a talk show?
I like Cody's answer, too, for cracking up. Toddlers in general just crack me up. Mini drunk humans.
They really are. Like little drunken little people. That walk that they have right at that point, with their little chunky legs before they lose the baby chunk. So fun.
So I still walk.
So who should not be a talk host?
Yeah, he should not.
Piers Morgan.
Yeah, I think that just got handled.
Sam Kinison.
This show's not as good now that he's dead.
Oh, come on. You know I meant while he was alive. That'd be
know
really
what you
boring.
mean.
Hey, what do you think? Like Dora the Explorer, but really macabre. It would just go on forever.
Any journalism 101 student who has a list of 1 through 10 questions that they have to get through, not even listening to what the answer was before. Well, I have a list of questions for you. Number 1, how did you get started? And then they say something like really interesting that I would follow up on, and they said,
Right.
Okay, number 2, something else. That's anyone who does that is the worst.
I started out working in politics, and I staffed members of Congress for committee hearings. And so we gave them possible questions to use, but some of them would just read through the list from top to bottom, not even listening to the answer that they were given. It was absolutely brutal to watch.
The best
happens.
interview host is one who listens to the answer and then asks a follow-up or has a conversation. Forget the list. When I was in learning all this video production stuff, I was at Public Access TV, and Dave Maynard, who's very famous in Boston, was the guest. And the woman who was the interviewer came in, and she had that list of 10 questions, and it was painful. And after the lights went off and the interview stopped, Dave Maynard said, "So you're interested in becoming an interviewer or something? Let me give you a tip. You can have all your questions prepared, but don't have them all written down. Don't read them. Have like a list of bullet points, and then ask your first question and listen to the answer and follow up and have a conversation. Like, just relax. Like, oh my God." But that was the best advice. I heard that a long, long time ago. And she had
To
be
listen?
told,
That's really
Yeah.
sad.
she had to be told that.
Yeah, no, people do.
You see it
People
all
do.
the time.
So you're a worthy critic of interviewers, Steve.
Yep, I hate that.
Well,
I
it's
do.
particularly newer interviewers have this problem too, right? Because they don't have the confidence there. It's sort of like in sports broadcasting, you're always taught to be comfortable with dead air. As an interviewer, you need to be comfortable with the same thing. You need to be comfortable with taking the conversation wherever it goes. But I think that's a learned skill. It's not something that you start out of the gate with.
You're so afraid, I think, to look stupid, to look like you don't know what you're talking about, but you don't, right? That's why you're talking to them. Like, you don't know about whatever it is. Like, I don't know anything about craft beer. If I was talking to Steve or something, no idea. Video production, when I didn't know anything about that, that's the only way to get anything out of it, is to come to it like, I don't know anything.
Babe in the woods.
Help
I
me.
think it's better to go into interviews not
You
knowing
have to.
too much, because it's better for your audience, right? If you've got a level of knowledge as the interviewer that is far beyond what your audience has, you're not going to ask the right questions. And so,
I mean, depends on the audience, I guess, right? Like, if
It
the
does, of
audience
course.
is advanced, but
Of course. Of
yeah,
course.
but you're a proxy for the audience. I totally agree.
Exactly.
So this
Jonathan
has been a surprisingly deep episode.
I like this
Doctor.
question. Yeah. Jonathan says Larry King was probably one of the best. One of the things I like about him saying that is Larry King is still out there interviewing, but I agree with his sentence, was one of the best. I try not to be a very ageist person. I think Millie Garfield is just still rocking it out there and deserves every attention she gets.
It's amazing.
Larry has lost his steps, and I don't know. I don't want to watch him keep toddling around trying it, because I feel like he's just not. They're standing him up in front of the mic, but he's not being the Larry King that I learned from.
I feel like you may have missed the news, Chris, because Larry King died. So.
Oh well, sorry.
They're-
Back when
they're not
Larry
pushing
King was
him out.
alive.
But are they still
When did he
standing him
go?
up?
They're still,
When did he die?
it's like that country
Last
song.
year?
Prop me up
January
beside the jukebox.
23rd. Chris,
So-
January 23rd.
Oh, well,
So
that's
he hasn't had
this
time
year.
to adjust.
I'm not done with Larry. I think Larry King is a very bad interviewer now.
There we go.
No, it would be.
There, see, there it is.
It would be a very slow
Chris.
interview. At
January
this point.
23rd.
So don't you feel bad now?
No.
You're like, he's just way past prime. His work now is awful.
At first, I thought you were making some kind of a joke about it, and then I
Nope.
realized that
Really
you just
did not.
You didn't have
Did
the
not know.
information.
Why are you going to tell me this now? More.
Don't it make you sad, Chip?
No, because you know why? Because I'm on YouTube all the time. He's there every week with me. I see him every week. So
I have Barbara Walters' book about interviewing. Look, maybe Jonathan Harrison didn't know either. Oh no. No breaking news on the backpack show.
dead.
Oh no. But I have Barbara Walters wrote a book like way back, and it was called How to Talk to Practically Anyone About Practically Anything. And I read it, and it's not like anything that you couldn't figure out on your own after many years of practice, but I found it helpful anyway, like helpful perspective, and it definitely stood the test of time for me. So how to kind of find common ground with people who might be reluctant to have the interview in the first place. That's not something I have a ton of experience with normally, so I learned that from her. So that was cool. Go get that book. It's out of print. You might have to get like an old copy. But Jonathan says, I knew, but I should have specific. He was good while he was alive.
Larry King wrote the book. Larry King wrote the book.
Yeah,
How
you
to Talk
probably-
to Anyone.
Probably
Anytime,
shouldn't
anywhere.
post now.
Worst host these
That's
days.
it. No wonder he lost his stuff.
He lost all his steps.
You guys are mean.
I mean, does that guy even have a pedometer anymore?
Wow. I mean, that's all of us at the start of the pandemic, though. All of our pedometers were like, hello, is this thing on?
But in California with the earthquakes, wouldn't that trigger the pedometer?
Oof. Ouch. What about Vincent Price? Wait, do you want to know if he's still alive? Do you need us to Google that for you?
Let's
At
have
least-
a segment, alive or dead.
At least we still have Johnny Carson.
Or what was the, didn't SNL have a skit, Dead or Canadian, at one point that they were doing periodically?
Nice.
I think they did.
Nice.
I don't think I'm
They
making that
they
up.
have the one about the old crusty journalist that goes out to interview people, and
Bill
he's
Hader.
terrible. Yeah, and he's like super racist, sexist, ageist, whatever. And then every time he stops talking for a minute, and they think he's dead, and they start running like a memorial thing, and then they realize he's not dead. So yeah, should do a Thriller tribute. Vincent Price could. Wow, Cody. Wow, we're getting punchy. We should end this St. Patrick's Day episode of the Backpack Show before things get even worse.
Welcome to the final episode of the show. Before YouTube pulls it.
Yeah,
Stay
right?
tuned to next week when we run reruns of That's So Moesha.
No more bad jokes today. That's you can speak for yourself. But Chloe's crying. It's
Is
gonna be
anybody
a
doing
minute.
anything fun
Ooh.
for St. Patrick's Day in the
Larry?
in your home, of
You
course, safely?
unwittingly imply that this was not fun, Chip.
I meant after this.
No.
Please.
Yes, we got invitations to good friends are making the whole corned beef, cabbage, all the stuff. They both have had their 2 second vaccination shots, and it's been 2 weeks. So they can host other people who've been very careful, like us, in their
Are
home.
you vaccinated though? Because you're going to be able
We're
to get
not, but
vaccinated
it's okay
soon.
for them to have unvaccinated people. Hi, Larry.
Oh my God! Stop it!
remembering
Like you need
Larry.
Hello,
proof?
Larry.
What are you verifying it?
No, I'm
Like-
just thinking, we should,
like we're
we should
pranking you?
remember Larry.
He
how
was
we did the show.
87. I thought he was 187.
Well, it's because he
Whoa.
kept eating all that garlic. Garlic.
Oh my God!
So, Kerry, I will be, hopefully,
Sir.
I'm open to being vaccinated on Monday, starting
excellent.
Monday in Mass. So we'll see if now I know what everybody was doing with all the websites, clicking all the the buttons, because
Oh, yeah.
there's the Massachusetts mass vaccination sites. I wanted to have it at Foxborough Stadium. That's like my number one choice. But I'd also like Fenway. I'm not sure if they're doing it there still, but you can check CVS, Wegmans. It's like a whole list of tabs.
Well, and if
make
you
it
want to talk
again,
about bad
Jonathan.
user interface design, I mean those vaccination sites are just atrocious. I mean,
It's
when I
pretty
signed
awful.
up, I had to submit it like 3 times before I could figure out what the error message actually meant, and I design and code stuff, so yeah, it's
Getting
frustrating.
appointments for my elderly relatives was like a part-time job for a solid few weeks there. It was crazy. I got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which is like the one and done. So so happy I don't have to hunt for like a second.
Oh. For them or for you?
For me, for them, they got, let's see, my mom got the Pfizer, like an hour away from her house though. And so that was kind of a trick. And then my in-laws got it at the county, like the county had a thing and you had to drive like a half hour and do it in the car. But it was all very efficient once they finally got on the list. But I tweeted at the mayor and was like, hey, how do people in the 80s get this vaccine? Because they've been eligible for like 3 months and nothing. So he was super helpful actually, and like helped get them on the waiting list, and everybody else who needed it too. It wasn't like I'm a big deal on Twitter. It was like anybody who would ask him. I'm totally
a
not
big deal on Twitter.
No,
that's
I'm
just not the reason.
I'm so not a big deal on Twitter. But he would ask other people, like, too, hey, call me and I'll get you, he would just call over there basically and every day have a list of people with all their info to add. It was really, the mayor did that for people because their
That's
system was
nice.
so friggin' terrible that you needed the mayor to get a call over there.
So,
That
Kerry,
shouldn't be.
did you get the shot or you're
I
scheduled?
did.
You did?
I got the Johnson & Johnson one, which I didn't even think was out yet. But, like, apparently it is.
Wow. Great.
Yeah. Yeah, so I can go to your dinner tonight. I'll
All
be
right.
there.
I'm sure,
I'll be
I'm
right
sure they'll have
there.
extra.
Okay, good. That's cool. I don't need that much cabbage, so you help yourself.
What are we looking at now, Chris?
I don't know. I don't even ask anymore. You know that? I'm
Well,
just
so here's what I want you to know is like I haven't gotten it, and every time I've tried to get it, it's like not really happening. So I'm just gonna wait and try to be like a wildebeest, and I hope Marlon Perkins shoots me from a plane, a helicopter, and just vaxes me with one of those dart guns, And so I'm just going to wait around until Marlon Perkins.
Marlon Perkins
But it
reference.
sounds
I
like-
get it. So I love that. I love
It sounds
that
like
joke.
Monday a lot more people are going to be eligible, though. So you should start.
Everyone
Do you
else
need me
is
to check
Googling
for you?
Marlon
No,
Perkins.
listen. So I was buying some groceries from Stop and Shop to have delivered, and Stop and Shop says at the very top of their screen. So like, all I want to do is just buy some like berries and fruit and shit. And at the very top of the screen, it's like, hello, we got vaccines. You want some vaccine? I'm like,
But they don't.
okay, I do. So I click the thing, and it puts me to this other thing. It goes, make sure you know. And I'm like, I really know. I'm fat. I'm in. And they're like, okay, so click the next thing. And it says, well, do you want to find out where it is in Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. So I go looking through all the things. I put
Yeah.
my zip code, and it's like, no.
You'll end up getting it in like Swampscott. Like you have to go so far away.
Oh, Chris, same thing. I just did that on the phone, and it's like, what state are you in for CVS? I said Massachusetts, and then it said like nothing. And I was
No.
like, there's nothing here. So then I went on the web and I clicked Massachusetts, and it came up and it said there's none available. But on the iPhone, it just says nothing. It goes nowhere. It's Chip user interface. Is
I
not-
ended up.
I'm mad
getting
about
it.
that too.
No, it's pretty bad. I ended up getting it through my doctor's office. Is what I had
Oh.
to do. Like it's not just a single office. A lot of them don't have it, but if they're part of like a larger healthcare network affiliated with a hospital, they've got all your medical records, your conditions on file and stuff. So they just wanted to click.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how I got it. Because I'm part of one of the biggest medical chains here in New Hampshire, and so they had sent a data file to the state. So we all jumped the line because they had all our information and we were all approved. We didn't have to go through the same process.
You know what? I got an email from my doctor too about we'll let you know when we get it. So that I might get it there too. We'll see.
Yeah, the whole "will let you know" thing. I mean, whatever. I'll get off this, but it took me a long time to get my mom an appointment, even though she's 81 and a smoker and like super clearly eligible. I would enter like 5 to 7 screens of information, and they'd be like, "Pick a date," and there was no dates, and you had to do it for each individual vaccination site.
Horrible.
It was so awful. That's how finally we like threw ourselves on the mercy of a small town that was like, "How do you even get on this list?" I'm like, "Please, can you see her? Like, please just give her the shot." We
Well,
ain't
this
jumped
has
in the
been an
line.
amazing Backpack Show episode.
Oh,
Thank
you
so
shut
much.
up.